exile, I'll have you all to know. I am from dear old Ballina in the county of Mayo.
You are all very welcome to our fourth programme of the Ballina Salmon Festival programme with Ballina Community Radio in celebration of our 60th anniversary. It's a massive year for the Ballina Salmon Festival, and we are so delighted that you can tune in this beautiful Saturday evening and celebrate with us another event that we are hosting this year as part of the 60th anniversary of the Ballina Salmon Festival. And we ask everybody, we're giving a shout out to everybody out there, that you can become one of Ballina's swimming greats this July 13th by swimming the Moy Swim, as it's called. Not the River Moy Swim, the Moy Swim. And I am absolutely delighted and honoured to welcome the event coordinator of the Moy Swim, Ms. Mary Dunne. Mary.
Hello, Mags. How are you?
Thank you so much, Mary. And thank you so much for being on the other side of the interviewing panel this week.
Yes,
it's usually
it
is,
now.
Yeah. So I'm in control.
Right, so I'm going to have to answer your questions tonight.
And they won't be difficult. They
No,
won't be
that's
difficult.
all right.
Because
So
we're talking
Mags.
about something that you're extremely passionate about. Yes. And actually, Ballina and the county is extremely passionate and extremely proud of, and that's our beautiful river being the first thing, and second of all, the Moy Swim, one of the extremely original events of the Moy Festival, as it was called way back, well, certainly in 1964, but the swim precedes that, Mary.
It did. And like that, I didn't know an awful lot about the swim, we'd say, in the earlier years. But we'd say, I think it could have been about 2018, maybe 2017, 2018, there was talk about resurrecting the swim. And through my involvement with the national governing body of swimming, somebody, I think it was Eamon Walkin that approached me and Billy Lewis, and they were wondering, would there be any possibility of getting insurance for it?
And of course, that was always the burning problem.
Yes, insurance, you know, for all of us involved in the festival, no matter what event we're doing, insurance is a big problem. So I went back.
But it's only a problem if you make it a problem.
Good girl, Max.
Thank you. And we've learned that over the years, Mary, that
Yes.
there's always ways and means. And
There
that's
is.
certainly where your involvement
I'm passionate about swimming and I'm passionate about the water, but above all, the bigger passion is anything to do with the West.
Yes.
And swimming or water. I was a big advocate in Swim Ireland, you know, and I picked up the phone straight away and I said, Adam, we've a swim here in Ballina. I really want to do it. Is there anything you can possibly do? Now, he didn't know whether we'd have any procedures in place or whatever else. He took me on my word. He said, we'll do a one-day license for you, Mary.
Yeah, on a wing and a prayer.
You know, and on a wing and a prayer.
Yeah.
We did it that year in, I think it was 2018.
Yes.
And the other great passion in Mayo, as we know, is Mayo football.
Yes.
And we were very unfortunate that the day of the Moy Swim was also the Connacht final.
So after an absence of maybe 30 years?
Maybe not quite 30.
Maybe not quite. Yeah, on and off between.
On and off, you know.
Yeah, but it was certainly at least a decade.
Oh, minimum.
Yeah. So you convinced Swim Ireland.
I convinced Swim Ireland to take on the insurance.
Kind of convinces
I
you to
had
get
my
involved.
first introduction to the festival and the committee.
Yes.
Little
gosh.
did I know I would be drawn in so much.
Yeah,
but,
over the next couple of years.
And away we went and we did the swim.
In 2018.
In 2018, and we got in. So I suppose maybe I should go back a little bit in time
please,
here.
Mary.
So originally, when the Moy Swim was done, they got in at the weirs and they came out
a bit dirty, a bit
it was
reckless,
a bit,
but again, that's the way it was.
And the triathlon actually now come in between the weirs and the first bridge at the Manor Hotel.
They do.
So that's where they came in, and they came out at Muirdex College.
Yes,
just across there from Muirdex College. So when we went to do, like everything, the first thing we had to do was go to the fishery board.
Of course. And we want to give a shout out to the Inland Fisheries because they're a brilliant supporter of the Salmon Festival, of everything in Ballina.
Yeah. And Declan Cook was in charge then. It's now Barry Kelly that I deal with. But Declan Cook was the guy at the time. And he said, yes, Mary, you know, you can. But he said, we'd much prefer if you got in below the bridge. because
More
we
safe.
do know how famous and everything is our ridge pool is
For fishing.
for fishing.
Yeah.
And we were so glad to be allowed to do it that I think if he told us go in at the second bridge, we'd have gone in.
know. You'd have
But he
gone
told
away
us
with
if
it.
we went in at the cathedral. And over the years, it has turned out to be really iconic in the sense, the backdrop of the cathedral. And some of the footage we have, some of the photographs of the swimmers.
Yeah, it's stunning.
Oh, it
isn't Mary?
really is.
You know,
It really
when you
is. So,
have 100 people, because
200
and we
people.
talk about that as the interview goes on.
Yeah.
The actual opportunities, what kind of swim you can do.
Yes.
It's not as competitive as some people might
No.
think.
No.
But when you see 100 or 200 people coming in at one time, and they're layering up and you're getting them organised and you're feeding them in and you're telling them to get into the river, and you have the drone, because it's great drone footage
Yes.
over the last couple of years, which is it really shows and illustrates how fantastic and phenomenal
Our river is.
our river and
That's
our
the
beautiful
thing.
cathedral in the background as well.
And the fact that we can have the swim, but we should have so much more on the river because it's such a asset to the town. And I don't think we fully realise the benefits and what it can do. But in recent years, we have seen the emergence of so much. We have the rowing club, we have the dragon boats. We have
Even
the angling,
the
we
sup
have
and
sup and
stand
sail.
up and paddle boarding.
So we are beginning to realise the treasure that we have, and I think that we are beginning to. And of course, we have the triathlon in the river each year as well,
which is another phenomenal
event. So in that sense, we are really, embracing what we
our
have.
beautiful river.
A dream is like a river, ever changing as it flows, and the dreamer's just a vessel that must follow where it goes, trying to learn from what's behind you, never knowing what's in store, makes each day a constant battle just to stay between the shore. I will sail my vessel on till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky, I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Many times we stand aside, let the water slip away, to what we put off till tomorrow. It is now become today. So don't you sit upon the shoreline and say you're satisfied. Choose to chance the rapids and dare to dance that time. I will sail my vessel, sing it with us, till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky, I'll never reach my destination. No, if I never try, so I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. There's bound to be rough waters, and I know I'll take some balls. With the good Lord as my captain, I can make it through them all. And I will sail my vessel, here we go, till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky, I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Lord, I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry.
I suppose that first year anyway, they got into the cathedral and we got out. Actually, you know where we got out? We got out at the green there at Rivers.
That was the first bend, wasn't it?
The first bend.
Just beyond that junction.
Yes. And
if
for
you're going
safety
down
that year, we
Keene.
hit River Moy Search and Rescue and Grania Whale. Now, Grania Whale are still with us and we wouldn't be
Phenomenal.
able to manage without them, to be quite honest. Yeah. But we got out there. We had 30 people doing it.
Wow. And were you not chuffed to bits?
I was delighted, and I said, the day we have 100 people, I'm jumping into that Moy.
Yeah, well,
needless to
you should
say,
have jumped a few times now, Mary.
but I haven't jumped in.
No.
You know, so
But
I kind of leave that to other people,
I
Max.
know,
You can't
I know.
really, you know, be,
stealing
that's my
anybody's
excuse.
limelight.
Sure, if I jumped in, I could win it or something. It'd be terrible, wouldn't it? It'd be,
It'd be a total fix.
Oh, geez, it'd be a total fix. You couldn't have that. So I have decided to leave that to other people.
And give them an opportunity.
Give them an opportunity.
Yes.
I'll save my swimming abilities to later.
Yes.
So
yes.
I suppose that was the first.
That was 2018.
That was 2018.
Yeah. What was the year? Was that the same year that, did we not have to cancel it or postpone it because there was no river, no water in the river?
There was one
Or
year,
there was a bit of a
I'm
drought?
not sure, was it that we cancelled it and that was the second date?
I think that might
I
have been
think that could have been it.
Yeah.
What do I say, Mags? We want good weather for the festival,
Yeah.
but
we want a bit of an owl, good rain, a good downpour of rain.
so that I'll have water in the Moy for the swim.
Well, luckily this year, and we won't go on about this year just yet because
No.
we're still back in the
yeah.
late 50s and the 60s. But this year it's on the 13th of July.
Yes.
So we want all the scorchio weather coming right up to the 13th, up to maybe the 12th.
Yeah.
And then a good downpour.
Good old downpour that
night.
to
So
make
it
sure
will
that
fill
we've-
up
Yeah.
the river and
Yeah.
there'll be plenty of flowing water
Yes,
that'll carry
yes.
the swimmers down.
And that's the other thing, you know, people say, oh God, I wouldn't swim in the river.
Yeah.
But you know what? For those swimmers that aren't very strong swimmers, you have an advantage. Well, I am told by the experts, I haven't experienced it myself, that definitely down as far as Bachelor's Walk, you're nearly floating down.
The current will
Bring you.
pull
But
you
I
down.
have been told by knowledgeable people that once you pass the point, you need to be able to
swim at that stage.
So I suppose I'm going off track. So we better keep to it really.
Yeah,
And when we
go
change the
back a
course,
couple of
and then so
decades.
I'm going to go back a bit really.
Yeah, because there's so
And
much history around
There's
this.
so much really, you know. We have the Moy there and we think, well, you know, the Moy Swim, what else was there? But,
Yeah.
you know, we started Googling and trying to find out what else happened
did a
in
lot
the
of
Moy.
research
We
behind
did,
it,
we did.
Mary.
And in 1875, we discovered that a man used to come and visit Ballina and he was the captain of a ship bringing cargo in. And he was actually one of the first men to swim the English Channel. So we felt that was a little claim to fame to the Moy. But then we had another guy and his name was Captain Matthew Webb. And he swam Killala Bay in 1974. And for those that don't know, that's from Inniscrone over to Kilcummin.
Yes.
Now, that's a feat that's done very regularly now. A lot of swimmers do that now. But possibly maybe back in 1974, they may not
so
have
popular.
been.
People, when the tide is out, they go foraging. It's very popular.
That's
or
it too.
when the tide is in, they get in a boat and go from Inniscrone over to the lovely New Bessies in Kilcummin.
That's right, which a lot of people.
Yeah.
But this guy anyway, Captain Matthew Webb, swam Killala Bay in 1974. And do you know where he used to do his training? In the Moy.
In the Moy.
That's where he
prepare
trained.
him.
And when he was finished his training,
phenomenal.
he went into a McDonald's pub in Bridge Street, which I have been told is
Ballina,
now
of course. Yeah.
the Bullock Way.
Wow. So that was there at that time as
So
well.
that is where he trained in 1974 to prepare himself for swimming from Inniscrone to Kilcummin. So, you know,
and you'd think it would be different
obviously,
experiences.
but you know,
but it's the strength and conditioning.
That's it. So what I'm putting out there now, for people that have never tried it, come try it and become part of swimming.
A very prestige group
very,
of people.
Very. So, you know, we have swims and people say that they're the oldest swims in Ireland, but I definitely couldn't put it now in writing, but River Moy is up there with the best of them.
Yeah.
We have cups. We have one particular cup that Bishop O'Boyle presented in the 1950s for the swim. We have another cup that the Downhill Hotel, which was owned by the Moylan family, presented a cup in 1957. We have those two cups.
I mean, they are just
The Bishop
priceless.
O'Boyle, Jerry Kenny, our local sports shop here in Ballina, told me that the most valuable is the small Bishop O'Boyle one.
And you would never think
and it's smaller, and you would think. We present, what's wrote on it is the 100-yard dash. So those that aren't familiar with swimming, really, it's called the boys. It was obviously presented for a boy. So what we do now with that cup is we use it for the 600 metre, which is a teenage swim and an adult swim. But we have a category for the first teenage boy and the first teenage girl.
Yes.
The first teenage boy wins the Bishop O'Boyle Cup. And we were very fortunate in, I think it could have been 2020.
Yeah.
We had quite a number of swimmers from swimming clubs. And one of those particular swimmers was Anna O'Connor from Sligo Swimming Club. Beautiful girl.
Yeah.
She won the girls' event that year. And unfortunately died tragically before the end of the year, and was a key member of Sligo Swimming Club. What we did the following year, we approached Swim Ireland, we approached Connacht Swimming, and there's a perpetual cup in her memory. It's called the Anna O'Connor Cup.
Mary, that's just beautiful.
And that is presented to the fastest girl that comes down to the 600 mark. And we were privileged last year that her family felt strong enough to come and present that cup. And it was one of the most emotional prize givings we have ever had. The young girl that won the cup was actually a friend of Anna's, and her parents, it took a while, but they had the strength, thankfully, last year to come, and they presented that cup. And to me, you know, I think that'll stand out in some of the memories that we have. So we have the Anna O'Connor Cup, we have the Bishop O'Boyle Cup.
Yeah.
And they go to the fastest teenager that comes down.
Hawalya, oh Roshedaba Hawalya, oh Roshedaba Hawalya, and Misher Hopton Towering, Shedaba Haban Balin, what the Bay or Grash to Behine, Vinger New Hebra, Self Melach, to deal the Lashna. Roshenaba Hawalya, oh Roshenaba Hawalya, oh Roshenaba Hawalya, and Michel Houghton Towley. Agran Yuela Trill Harsalya, Ogligar Malay Malharda, Gaelid Fanish Nigol Naspani. Scorfied Roigar Goliv, oh Roshedaba Hawalya, oh Roshedaba Hawalya, oh Roshedaba Hawalya, and Michel Houghton Towley. Avweilarina Vatko Vecchim, Enoch Bjorn Eagle Shaftim, Ranuel Guzmila Goshkyok. A forgot final Howliv, oh Roshedaba Hawalya, oh Roshedaba Hawalya, oh Roshedaba Hawalya, and Michel Houghton Towling, oh Roshedaba Hawalya, oh Roshedaba Hawalya, oh Roshedaba Hawalya. And Michel Houghton Towley.
after the first year or so, people were saying, well, 750 is all right, or an 800 metre. You need to really, what you should do is, they should get in above at the cathedral and they should get out below at the quay. Now, obviously, the persons that said that obviously weren't swimmers, but they thought, this is Ballina. What have we? The River Moy flows through Ballina down to the quay. So their point was, why not have the swim starting beside the cathedral and finishing down at the beautiful quay.
And then off you go into County Sligo.
And then, well, we won't say anything about County Sligo now, Mags. We are Mayo and we have to. So we introduced that the following year, the 2.5, and it has turned out to be so popular. One local man, I think Kieran Maguire from Inniscrone, said it was one of the loveliest routes. He thoroughly enjoyed doing it. Yes. And it was lovely to hear
Kieran
that.
Does a lot of triathlons. And
he's very involved in the triathlon club.
He swam, in a lot of rivers.
And himself and his son have competed. And I think his brother did it one year too. I think he told me that his brother came down. But, we introduced that, and that's there to stay now.
Oh, so, gosh, you have to keep
what I mean? It's such an atmosphere when they get up above the quay. And when you see those people coming up the slipway.
And the look of satisfaction.
Yeah, and, all right, somebody is going to win the race. There's some person going to be the first man home, and there's somebody going to be the first girl home. And fair play.
Yeah.
But, the person that struggles down there and gets out and they've completed, that sense of achievement on their face.
Yeah.
And, we're there to help them in and we're shouting them on. And, it's a great, great, great occasion. And we've been very, very fortunate with a local business that came on board last year, and they've come on board again this year, Heiko of Ballina.
Who celebrated 50 years in business last year.
They did.
Very much under the radar.
Yeah, very much.
Very passionate about supporting local, and we'll give a shout out to Simon Haben, who is a lovely German man.
An absolute gentleman.
His wife Jenny to Ballina, and their children are local, and they love Ballina, and they were very passionate about supporting that last year.
We were thrilled, and he contacted me early on this year and said that they're there to support it again. So all of those people out there that haven't entered yet, it's not too late.
Yeah.
And we have a beautiful custom coffee cup.
A reusable.
Insulated, beautiful one, sponsored by Heiko for each swimmer that comes down the Moy, and we're delighted.
That's a lovely treat.
It would be remiss of me to sit here today and not mention Swim Ireland.
Of course.
Because
we couldn't have it without them.
We would not be able to have this swim without Swim Ireland. And they have come on board supporting us in any way we possibly can. At the same time, we're still maintaining our individuality as a community event. And that's what I love about the way Swim Ireland has come on board with those swims. They're still a community event. Part of the proceeds go back to the community.
Yes.
Any of the local groups, and we have so many of them. We wouldn't be able to run this swim if we didn't have the rescue crews like Granuail, like River Moy Search and Rescue, like the Moy Canoe Club, like Porrick Ward and all his
the volunteers,
his boat club.
Without
them,
because
there would be no.
They have to remove the boats.
Porrick and his buddies have to come down and remove all of the boats. They have to be kept to make a passageway for the swimmers to come through the slipway. Not only that, all of the members are asked, would they please not go in the boats during the duration of the swim?
Yeah.
In other words, not to come up the river. And everybody takes part and does exactly, but we couldn't do it without those people. No. Without the Lions Club and their bus. Without...
and the Glasgow Kennedy Centre and Moy Valley.
Moy Valley and Kennedy Glasgow Centre. It makes it such a community event. The tea, the coffee.
The post-celebratory.
The Seroptimus ladies, the banquet they put up for us last year. Yeah. It was, everybody was speaking about it. Yeah. They were sitting down. They were having their cup of coffee, their sound. It's a community event.
And has never lost its way.
And it has never lost its way.
It's become more focused and more centred in the community than it ever could have been.
And I think the reason why it has become such a part of the community, because it's embedded in the festival.
Yes, and it is the festival.
We have been very, very lucky that we've been able to incorporate it into the festival. there will come a year when the tides don't suit us.
Yes.
But it will still always remain an iconic festival event. And if we have to have it after the festival or before the festival, it will be still the Ballina Salmon Festival, one of their main events.
Yes.
The tide has been good to us the last few years.
Yeah, we
that
started
we've been
at
able
the beginning last year.
Yes.
And we're finishing it kind of
Yes.
the very latter end of the programme this year.
And it's by the skin of our teeth we're
Yeah,
doing that,
the
because the
13th.
tide is just about in favour for us.
Yeah, so you're talking...
If we had a
what
dry
time, Mary?
spell, we're talking about 11ish.
11ish, 11
you know?
a.m.
Yeah.
Not 11 p.m.
And if we had a dry spell, I'd be worried a
Yeah.
little bit. But, you know, there's no point. We can't change things. We just have to
Nature.
take it as it comes and see how it goes.
I wish I was a fisherman, tumbling on the seas, far away from dry land and its bitter memories, casting out my sweet life with abandonment and love. Love ceiling bearing down on me, save the starry sky above with light in my head. You in my arms. Woo! I wish I was the brakeman on a hurtling fever train, crashing headlong into the heartland like a cannon in the rain, with the beating of the sleepers and the burning of the coal, counting the towns flashing by, and a night that's full of soul with light in my head. You in my arms. Woo! I will be loosened from the bonds that hold me fast. If the chains all hung around me will fall away at last, and on that fine and fateful day, I will take me in my hand. I will ride on a train. I will be the fisherman with light in my head. You in my arms. Woo-hoo-hoo. Light in my head. You in my arms. Light in my head. You. Light in my head. You in my arms. Light in my head.
Now, I spoke about, I suppose, the cups. I'm going to tell you a little story now about, it could have been 2 years ago or 3. on Messenger, I got a message from a man in Sligo, and I apologise, I cannot remember his name, but he told me a story. He said when he was a young lad, himself and his friend thumbed up to Ballina to take part in the Moy Swim, and he won a cup.
From Sligo.
From Sligo.
Wow.
And he won a cup. This would be 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
He won a cup. And he said, I still have that cup. Would you like it back?
And he gave it back.
I couldn't believe it. Oh, I said, my God, I'd love it.
Yes.
I would love it. And he came back and we got the cup fixed up and everything else. So we have another cup so we actually have 3 cups, original cups dating back to the 1950s. And he came up to the event last year and he presented
it.
that cup.
Oh,
So,
Mary, that's wonderful.
like how many swims that are going on that length have cups that have been returned to the festival? Now, it would be remiss of me again if I didn't mention Eamon Walken. He was instrumental in getting the return of the Moylick Cup and the Bishop of Boyle
He
Cup.
worked very hard on that.
Worked very, very hard on that.
Advocated for the Moy
Oh,
Swim
he was
every
passionate.
every
And
year.
he did it 2 years ago.
He did. I remember presenting him with his medal.
Yes,
because
yes.
When you come out of the
Every
river,
swimmer gets a medal.
I had the honour one year, and we'll talk about the 2 years that we managed
Oh,
to
yes,
keep
we'll have to
it
come
going.
to them.
But that first year, with the mask on my face, because we were outside, we were still allowed at least to do that. And I got the honour of presenting every person that came out
With the medal.
And I just felt the satisfaction of them.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I hadn't done any of the hard work. But and a lot of people used it for personal reasons. But we'll talk about that.
And there was one particular girl, and she stands out in my mind. She did the 600 one year. And I think 2 years ago, she did the 2.5.
The full
swim.
Yeah.
And the satisfaction that girl had when she
Yeah.
got out of the water.
But there has to be ultimate satisfaction.
Oh, there is.
Especially if you've put the time in and you've trained.
Yeah. Now, I suppose one disadvantage we have is that really it's not, you cannot train in the river. You know what I mean? So people are trained. And again, Ballina Swimming Pool and the manager in Ballina Swimming Pool, Orla Donnelly, was instrumental in helping me that first year we set it up. And again, I'm just afraid I might forget to mention all the people that helped so much. Orla was brilliant. And she still does. You'll see her down at the 600 mark at Bachelor's Walk. She'll be there with the time. How many went in, Mary?
Yes.
And how many went out?
Yeah, keeping everyone on track.
Keeping everybody on track.
Yes.
And we have been known to do some children's events depending on the river and depending on suitability.
Yes.
Children's events are always that little bit more dicey in the river
Yeah.
because the flow of the river,
Yeah,
and we have to be
you can
100%
you just can't
accurate.
plan for that.
No, we can't. So Orla was instrumental and still is and is a big part of the event on
Yeah.
the day.
Yes.
She's there in Bachelor's Walk, and I'm 100% certain that everything is going to be all right with all those swimmers getting out.
Always.
And she is the manager of the local pool, and where quite a lot of people train in the local
and
pool
learn to swim and then go on and will go on.
Well, so, in that sense.
Yes.
So before we go on and talk about our COVID years, I'm going to mention we have 3 cups that we got back. And then I think it could have been in 2021, a coach that I know in Westport said, Mary, I'm going down to do the Moy Swim. And I said, well, fair play to you, Barry. And he's bringing his daughter with him. And I said, what's making you come down to do the Moy Swim now? You're coming down from Westport,
Beautiful Westport.
Well, he said, I did it in 1986, Mary, as a young lad, he said. And I won a plate, he said, a pottery plate.
What? Oh, my
I
gosh.
said, Barry, you mean to say you didn't win the cup? He said, no, Mary, I won the pottery plate. It was a Terry Bawn pottery plate, and it was presented by Gaughan's Pub to him in
Probably
1986.
Edward Gaughan, I imagine.
Possibly.
Yeah,
And he
Edward and Mary.
came back with his daughter in 2021 and did the swim
And
together.
he swam again with his
swam
daughter.
again. Now, he didn't win this time, but we gave him plenty of jibing about that. But it was brilliant to see. And that's what we love to see. We've another man that comes from Wicklow year in, year out and comes to do it. We've lovely stories. You know what I mean?
There's so many, and they're just the ones you've heard about.
Yeah, we have the Masters Club in Claremorris. A group
Yes.
of them come.
Yeah.
We have another lady. She actually coaches some open water in Lanesborough for us, Christine. She comes and she does it with a few of her friends. And they make a weekend of it, or they stay the night.
And it's good for Ballina.
It
Again,
is. Sure, we're delighted.
It's a Saturday morning.
Yes.
So if people decide to come for the weekend, they come down the Friday night. They
Yes.
can go and hear beautiful Keole
Yes.
playing in the IQ this time round. Get
That's
up
right.
early, have a good breakfast, register, do the swim, and then that night go and watch the fireworks and everything that's
And-
planned for the big birthday bash.
And this is the thing too. as you said earlier on in the interview, Mags, the Moy Swim was at the beginning last year. It's at the end. So you have the Moy Swim in the morning, and then you're going to have our great event on the river and the fireworks that night.
All around the river.
All, again, and it's time we celebrate what we have in that river and the cathedral.
And we will probably have there's another wonderful event that's making its way back, the Crinne na Mod, or the gathering of the boats. Now, we won't talk about that today. We will have one of our event coordinators in to talk about that event. That's a really beautiful, exciting event.
And we're not going to talk about it, I agree with you, Max, but I'm going to say one other thing. The opening of the festival is on the River Moy, and the closing of the festival is on the River Moy. And it's only fitting.
And it's 60 years later. Yeah.
And, you know, there's whoever comes in talking about that will be able to tell us more about what his memories of the festival were as a young boy as well.
Yes. That's
so, Max, I know you're very keen to talk about the COVID years.
Well, I am, because, again, when the festival in 2019... it has gone through so many changes, and like that, it's sustaining the festival. It's very hard because it has been a community festival all along, and it still is. And you have high years and low years, but it's something that every year the locals look forward to. If you're having a bad year, you can always look forward to July and think if something in that week that will keep you happy, or something to look forward to. And I mean, more so in 2020 and 2021, there was nothing. I mean, there was nothing. There was nothing we could do. However, there was something. There was two, but there was one big event that we could.
And we were very wary and we didn't know what was happening. But again, Swim Ireland, came on board big time. We followed all the regulations. Everything, we have videos of it, and it's amazing to see. We had like cordoned off areas in the cathedral car park, where we had people like in little corner, all with their masks. They had their bags with them.
Yeah,
they walked over in military precision across the road. Into the river in single file.
Yeah, did exactly what they were told to do.
Oh, it was brilliant. And we had 200 people in those 2 years of the
lockdown years.
Of the lockdown. And I have to say, people told us afterwards that it saved them in a sense.
Definitely.
Open water, swimming, and able to go to an event like that.
And be physical as well.
And they felt safe.
Yeah. There definitely was that.
And the Lions Club, the bus played a big part in it that time. When you think back now, we maybe think, God, we had plastic bags on the seats of the bus. We had the masks. Yeah. When you think of it now, Mags,
the sprays and the sprays and everything, down, disinfecting everything
and entry into the river in single file.
Yeah.
In fact, the first year after,
I remember even handing the medal out to somebody.
Oh yes,
you couldn't even shake their hand.
Oh no,
even though they were coming out of the river.
No.
I wish I was in Carrickfergus, only for nights in Ballygrand. I would swim over deepest ocean, only for nights in Ballygrand. But the sea is wide and I cannot swim over, and neither have I the wings to fly. I wish I had a handsome Now in Kilkenny it is reported on marble stones there, as black as ink, with gold and silver, I would support her, but I'll sing no more now till I get a drink. 'Cause I'm drunk today, and I'm seldom sober, a handsome rover from town to town. Ah, but I'm sick now, my days are numbered. Come all you young men and lay me down.
But you know, we did everything we were supposed to, and it went off. And people, and I think the best compliment I felt that we got as an organising committee afterwards, people said they felt safe.
Yeah.
That they felt safe.
Yeah.
And that they were very happy with the way we handled it, you know. So, and it kept us going, and it kept the festival going, Mags, for those 2 years.
Relevant. We could still put material out on social media. We could still show off our town because we had the drone footage.
Yes.
We were able to show iconic images. And again, people could come to Ballina and take part, or just stand around the bridges and enjoy this amazing spectacle of 200 people getting into the river. And one thing I will say, Mary, because I knew so many who use this as a lockdown challenge, like you said, you know, it was for their headspace.
Yes.
It really saved a lot of people and gave them a purpose.
And, you know, just even to see them to get into the water and to look, it's looking at the footage and the photographs now as you look back on it, and you see all those little orange tow boys bobbing up down the river. And, you know, again, the canoes, the safety, everything. Everybody just played such an important part in it.
Yeah.
And, you know, people think, oh, you're doing it. Mags, you're not doing it. I'm not doing it. None of us could do this unless we had the group of people that are behind us.
Yeah, to ensure.
You know, that's the reality.
And medical people and first aiders.
Everything
to
you know,
make it happen.
It's a mixture. And then another thing we have, and it has caused us problems, you know. There was one morning there, it could have been 2 years ago, maybe 3, where we didn't know until the last final 30 minutes whether we could go ahead with it, whether it was safe for the boats to go on the water.
Yeah.
You know, so there's lots of things when you're dealing with an outdoor event.
Yeah,
it's
that
not,
could be.
Pardon the pun, it's not plain sailing,
No.
really and truly. You know what I mean? So we have to be.
And you have to assess the risks.
You have
and
to assess
decide
the risks.
safety
Yeah.
for those participating.
Oh,
but
without
we have
doubt.
been lucky.
We've
And
been very,
touch
very
wood again,
lucky. And
2024 will
you
be
know.
a phenomenal year. We'll just talk very briefly about last year, because 2023 was not only a massive year for Ballina with our 300th anniversary, but we did say we got over 300 participants.
We did.
Because of the anniversary year.
Yeah, and you know, I think last year, the after party, we'll call it, in the Kennedy Glasgow, added something very special to it. It was a little bit like, you'd say, in years gone by, sitting in a community centre chatting, having a way. People were sitting down. There was just a lovely, relaxed atmosphere. And it was so good that we're going to repeat that this year. We have already booked, thanks to Moy Valley Resources, we have already booked the Kennedy Glasgow House for this year. I think there could be a bit of light music this year as well.
Brilliant,
I heard somebody has...
I know who that
I
is.
heard
That's
somebody...
That's actually going to be a really
Yes.
added bonus to the
Yes,
event
yes,
on the Saturday
yes.
afternoon.
And
Great fun.
We're going to have great fun.
Will we tell everybody who that person
Yeah,
is
we
going to
can,
be?
Mags, you can.
Well, no, it's your event, Mary.
Well, no, it's not my event. Now it's the festival
festivals.
event. It's the festival event. And I think Pat's Roadshow is
Yes.
going to provide the entertainment and the commentary to us
Yes.
as the swimmers exit the water. Now, I can't guarantee what he'd be saying,
I know.
but there should be a few
it'll
laughs,
be a
really
good
and truly.
jest.
There should be a few laughs. And what I want to say to everybody is that, you know, that's where the race is going to finish. We will have refreshments for everybody. We will have prize giving in the Kennedy Glasgow afterwards. And we'll just have a nice afternoon.
And a lovely community celebration.
A lovely community
Yes.
celebration of a swim that is going back to
Longer
the
than
1950s. We're certain of 1950.
Yeah.
We're not certain of beforehand.
Yeah.
But we're absolutely certain that this swim took place in 1950. And the likes of Eamon Walcom, Billy Lewis, and people like that from the town that took part in that swim.
And we're very, very, ambitious about bringing that back.
About bringing it back.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be back today unless the likes of those people approached the national governing body, Swim Ireland, to see would they get involved, to see would they help with insurance. And what we have found that Swim Ireland have got involved in quite a number of community swims where they provide the insurance and provide the risk assessments and all of that. But it's still a key community event.
Yeah.
And it, again, our neighbours down the road in Escrone.
Scrone.
Parallel, we have the River Moy Swim, we have the Coleman Electronics Swim.
Yes.
Matty Coleman from Coleman Electronics,
Yeah.
an advocate, an absolute gentleman as well. But he has hosted the Inniscrone Swim for years. And Swim Ireland came on board a few years ago, like with the River Moy, and help out. It's still the Coleman Electronics Swim. But I have to say this about Matty. Matty has come on board. He sponsors prizes for the Moy Swim.
Thank you.
Not only
Matty.
that, one year he swam down the Moy, he got out, Mary, give me a high vis.
And
He put the high vis on and he started
Oh my
volunteering.
my goodness.
That is the spirit of community, isn't it?
Community
Really and
the
truly.
festival.
That's the reality of
one
it.
helping
A man
another.
like that, down swim, give me a high vis, and away he goes.
Yeah,
You
phenomenal.
know. So they're two great swims.
The water is wide, I can't cross o'er, and neither have I wings to fly. Give me a boat that can carry two, and we both shall row, my love and I. There is a ship, and she sails the sea. She's loaded deep can be, but not as deep as the love I'm in. I know not if I sink or swim, for love is gentle and love is kind. The sweetest flower when first in bloom, but love grows cold and waxes old and fades away like the morning dew. The water is wide, I can't cross o'er, and neither have I the wings to fly. Give me a boat love and we both shall roll. My love and I.
There are two great swims in the locality. We're very, very lucky to be able to.
Well, I think, you know, unless any of the listeners out there come back with fact, I'm going to say that it has to be the oldest river swim in Ireland. If anybody knows more, if there's any research out there to counteract what we claim, we would be very grateful to hear from our listeners. But for the here and now, we will say that
we
it
know
is the
we have a
oldest
cup
river
with
swim.
1950 on it.
Yes, and that's 70 years.
Yeah.
70 years. Before we say goodbye to everybody, can you tell everybody, are we still open? Are we still taking applicants?
Of course we are. Sure, it's only May.
It's only May.
The
Plenty
swim
of
is the
time.
13th of
Even
July.
if you
There
hadn't
is
thought of doing it,
loads of
Mary,
time.
could you still prepare?
Of course you could. You could do that 600, no problem. You know what I mean?
That's good to hear.
Oh, without a doubt. Get into the pool, start practicing.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Now, it's not definite, we may do a trial swim in the Moy prior, maybe the week before. Again, that is all dependent on whether we can get permission from the fishery board that it doesn't interfere with any of the people that they have booked on the river to fish. Because we have to remember, the Moy is an integral part of tourism in Ballina.
It is.
And the fishery board and the fishermen that come to Ballina to take part in that.
And there's plenty of fish in the river, even though
is.
contrary to what they like to say, fish are being caught.
Yes.
Fish are being caught.
What I have to say is plenty of time.
Plenty of time to do that.
Absolutely.
How do people register, Mary?
All right. The link is on the Ballina Salmon Festival.
ballinasalmonfestival.ie.
Yes.
River Moy
page. River Moy have their own Facebook page and website.
Instagram, yes.
And I think they're on Instagram too. I'm afraid I don't get involved in that, but I know that it is.
And you can go straight to rivermoyswim.ie.
Yes.
rivermoyswim.ie.
And the Swim
It's
Ireland
really not an
website
expensive
on Me in the Water.
thing to do.
No.
And all the beautiful gifts and the fun and the
I
experience.
forgot, Mags, apologies.
Ultra pure
laboratories out in Knockmore, or should I say Croy.
Croy.
Apologies if I haven't the correct address. They've come on board. There's a little goodie bag
for everybody in the audience as well.
For each person that
Brilliant.
registers. So
and they have
we
wonderful
have
products.
ultra pure laboratories.
Yes.
Could be some muscle rubs or something
for
like that
afterwards.
to help the aching muscles.
Yes.
We have Heiko with the beautiful gift from them. Now, this year, there may be a T-shirt in the bag as well. Now,
you do spoil everybody.
Now, look at, so what I say to you is, what you pay to enter the event, you'll get it equal in value. But
tenfold.
Nothing can make up for the thrill and the satisfaction when you get out of that water, when you have the event
I think
on.
I might just sign up.
I think you should, Mags. Like I said, Mags, I'm refraining from doing it just in case I beat somebody.
And you're so generous of spirit.
You know, I just wouldn't want to do that.
Well, before we sign off, and on behalf of the Ballina Salmon Festival, because if anybody doesn't know that, Mary is also our esteemed chairperson, second year in a row. And Mary, Garmila Mahagwif, for being with us for the second year. You didn't get scared away last year. No. But on behalf of the committee, on behalf of everybody involved and our volunteers, we want to wish you a very, very happy birthday. Because it's a significant birthday for Mary, and we want to ensure that everybody knows it's Mary's birthday. Mary Dunne. If you see her next week around the town, please wish this lady a very happy birthday.
Max, that was not in the script.
I know, but look, we're allowed to go off script every now and then, Mary.
Right,
and you're the worst woman in the world for going off script.
Oh, I
but
know,
we
I'm not
love
great
you
for
very,
that.
very much. You're a brilliant Mayo, Ballina, North Mayo proud person, and we want to wish you a very happy birthday and enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
God bless.
And last word, not too late to register for the Moy Swim.
Many years I've been in exile. I'll have you all to know. I am from dear old Ballina in the county of Mayo. Many are the pleasant pleasant memories that remain forevermore of my native home in Ireland and the place that I adore. Such are the treasured memories that fill my heart with joy. The cool, refreshing waters of the grand old River Moy. You can see its grand cathedral from the bridge at Ordinary, where the fishermen net salmon from the rich pool to Bunree. Many hours I've spent there fishing when I'd nothing else to do. My fishing gear no gold could buy, 'twas just an old bamboo. I can still recall quite clearly when I was just a boy, the cool, refreshing waters of the grand old River Moy. My love and I did wander along its banks so green, that leads along by Rens, Mount Falcon and Shrine. Gone our parents and relations, companions old and true, but fond memories of my childhood I will again renew. I'll do the things I oft times did when